Hello! Today we are going to continue our celebration of the Earth and Earth Day, and we are going to be drawing a seed that is going to be growing into a plant. We're using Eric Carle's book, The Tiny Seed, as inspiration. All right, let's get started. We are going to actually be using the same folding technique that we used in our last project, the Earth Day Surprise. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that our paper is in portrait mode. That means straight up and down. Now what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom of our paper and we're going to fold it up so it touches the top of our paper. Okay, so I just took my paper and I folded it up so that it touches the top of the paper. So the bottom part of the paper is now touching the top of the paper. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip this around, and if you're having any problems, you can pause the video at any time and you can have a teacher or a friend help you do this. Okay, so I'm turning my paper down so that it flips open like this. So basically I just have a paper that's folded in half. And then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna take the flap and I'm gonna fold this part up so that the bottom of this paper touches the top right here. So these two sides are gonna meet. Then I'm gonna press down and I'm gonna have a fold here. And then I have one more fold. So we're gonna flip up the paper or flip over the paper and then fold up just like we did the first time. So we're gonna fold up so that it touches the top. And then we're going to flatten it out. And then we're just gonna unfold it. And the reason why we did this is just to make a guideline. Okay, so after you make that last fold, you're just gonna flip it over and then you should have a paper that opens up like this. So you'll have the top, the bottom, and then the two sections in the middle. And this section in the middle is where we're gonna be drawing our surprise for our seedling. And now we can start drawing. So before you plant a seed, you need some place to plant it, like the dirt or some soil. So I'm going to draw that first. So on the bottom half, underneath my fold, I'm gonna draw a wavy line, and this is gonna be for the dirt that I'm gonna be planting the seed in. And I can even draw some little circles for the texture of the dirt or the soil. Now I'm going to draw the seed. So I'm gonna plant the seed. I'm gonna draw it right here. So a curvy line and then a curvy line. It's kind of like an eye shape. So curvy line on top, curvy line on the bottom. Out of the seed are going to be growing roots. So roots are kind of like fingers reaching out and trying to get the water and all the nutrients from the soil for the plant. So we're gonna draw a wavy line coming out on this side, a wavy line coming out on this side, and then maybe another one coming down. And these are gonna be the roots. And then I'm just gonna bubble them in. If you want, you can draw other roots coming off of those main roots, just using wiggly, squiggly lines. The root down here on the bottom, the one that goes straight down, that's called the taproot. All right, So now that my seed has rooted, it's going to grow. So we're gonna make the stem growing up through the dirt. So we're gonna draw 2 lines coming up out of the seed. This is our stem. And we're gonna go up to that fold that we made. And then we're gonna go over that line. We're gonna draw 2 little lines and then another seed shape. This is for the first bud of the flower. So curvy line, curvy line, curvy line, curvy line. Now we have our seedling. So we went from a seed to a seedling with our very first bud. But the seed is gonna grow, and that's the surprise part. So we're gonna open up our paper, and this is where we're gonna put the rest of our plant. So these 2 lines that make the stem are gonna go up, and they're gonna meet up with the top part of our paper, that first bud that we made. And I'm gonna make these lines connect, but before they go up, they're gonna go out and kind of wiggle around, go up to the top so that these 2 lines meet. Same thing over here. Our stem is growing, 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 and getting longer and longer, going up towards the sky. Okay, perfect. And now we're gonna draw some leaves and the actual flower of the plant. So to do the leaves, it's really easy. So out of the stem are the leaves. So I'm gonna draw a curvy line coming out this way, and then another curvy line going out this way. And these are gonna be for our leaves. I'm gonna bubble it out. Here. And now I'm going to add each side of the leaf. So curvy line going up and around and touching the end of our leaf. And the same thing over here. So that's gonna be our first leaf. And then our second leaf. And then I'm gonna draw another one up here. So curvy line coming out, we're gonna bubble it out, and then curvy line, curvy line. I want a flower to be growing on my plant. So we're going to make the flower. So we're gonna make the middle of the flower, the yellow part of the flower, or the stamen. And those are just little parts of the flower that stick up. And they're like the yellow part that the bees go on to collect the pollen. So we're gonna draw a long oval shape like that. That's gonna be for the middle of our flower. We're gonna do another one, and then another one. And that's gonna be for the middle of our flower. To make the petals, they're gonna be kind of like wings coming off from out of the middle. So we're gonna draw a curvy line going up and curving down. And then we'll have another curvy line going back towards the middle of our flowers. Same thing, curvy line coming out, and then another line meeting it. And then to make the rest of the petals, we're gonna make the same types of lines. It's gonna create the same shape. So curvy line, curvy line, curvy line, curvy line, curvy line, curvy line. And that's gonna make our flower. And we're just gonna connect our flower to the stem, just like that. If you wanna do another smaller flower on this side, you do the same thing, just a smaller version. So long oval, long skinny oval again, long skinny oval, curvy line, 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 curvy line. Now I'm making sure that my flower doesn't go above this line or this fold because we want that to be a surprise when we fold it back down. So I'm always being careful that I do not draw above this line or below this line where your folds are. I think I'm gonna add a few more leaves. Curvy line, curvy line. Curvy line, curvy line. All right. Maybe one right there. Okay. To finish off my leaves, I'm just gonna draw some lines for the veins of the leaf. We'll even do it on the little ones. Okay, and I'll leave that there. Now all we have to do is color. Okay, so I finished coloring in my plant and my flower. I colored in the ground. I did some light brown and some dark brown and kind of mixed them together. And I made the roots kind of like a yellowish color just so they stand out and pop, because sometimes the roots are like yellow. And again, make sure when you're adding the surprise of your picture, you're not going above this top line right here, this top fold, or below this bottom fold. So when I fold it back down, it just looks like a seedling. So right now we have our seed with our roots. It's a seedling, it's just poking up out of the ground. And then pop, we have a beautiful flower that has grown. And that's the surprise. So you're actually watching your seedling grow into a full plant with flowers. That is like the coolest thing ever. I love this folding trick. Okay, thank you for drawing with me today. I cannot wait to see your surprise flowers grow. Have a great day.